No, your hair looks fine. Why are you always worried about your hair? Hey, listen. Most of our downloads are audio.
Yeah. How to say it.
Welcome everybody to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Mike and I accost, judge random strangers on the internet. If you're new to the show here, Mike and I are professional comedians. We travel around the country doing comedy professionally. When we're not doing that, we take time to sit in my basement and judge random internet strangers, and you judge them with us. Now, who is Mike Travers?
It's better than what we used to do in your basement.
And you know how hard it was to take that swing down? That's Mike Travers.
Yeah. Welcome.
World famous.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Mm-hmm. Locally ignored. World famous.
It's like the days are long, but the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah.
And here's what happens. Mike and I get read two headlines that our beautiful wives find from across Reddit. They read the headlines, and then Mike and I choose which one we think will be the funniest to blind react to, and then we blind react to that story. Who's reading us those stories? That would be our beautiful wives, Ken and Alana.
There they are.
Hello.
There it is. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the Bad Potato Salad family. We hope you enjoy the show and the picnic that we provided, or that we planned. Yeah, it was a picnic.
I can't
bring potato salad to a picnic.
I love it.
If it's not your first time here, stop being a dick. Please hit rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. The podcast is growing exponentially, and it's thanks to you guys who aren't dicks. But a lot of people just listen to the podcast and then don't rate, review, and subscribe.
Yeah.
So we need you to do that.
Boo.
Costs you no dollars. We just found out. It costs you $0 to do this. So do it, Kendall.
It's so free.
Kick
Okay.
it off.
Would I be the asshole if I asked my boyfriend to turn off his own alarm clock?
Okay.
Or am I the asshole for blaming my nephew for using my credit card without my permission?
I love that a woman would even ask that question. Would I be an asshole if I made my boyfriend turn his alarm clock off?
Yeah. Should we do that one?
All right, yeah, let's do it.
do
Because
it.
in my mind, I'm thinking that has it across the room somewhere, and then he snoozes it probably a bunch of times, and that's a problem.
That's annoying, yeah.
Well, it must be across the room if he's telling her to do it.
Right. Hey, while you're up.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I be the asshole if I asked my boyfriend to turn off his own alarm? My boyfriend and I have been together for nearly 4 years now. A couple of months ago, he started to ask me to turn off the alarm on his phone in the morning. First, he asked me just like a couple of random days, but now it's almost daily. He deliberately puts his phone quite far away from our bed.
It's smart.
Yeah, on her
So
side.
that he has to get up to turn off the alarm. But instead of him getting up to do it, he now expects me to get out of bed to turn it off, and I hate it. Like, I don't even know how to describe how much it annoys and irritates me. I'm not a morning person, and he knows this. I have my own morning routine to make sure that I'm not grumpy towards everybody all day long and start my day off right. But turning off his alarm is messing up my routine and making me really frustrated. Sure. Even more so when he asks me to do it on my days off.
Oh.
He has his own company and he prefers to be early to his office, so his alarm is usually set about 40 minutes before mine. And sometimes he also sets another one for 10 minutes before mine goes off. And he will ask me to just please turn it off one more time, and then he will stay in bed until my alarm goes off. Now, this is where I might be the asshole because honestly, the extra time in bed, he mostly spends cuddling me and I really love it. Before this all started, he used to turn off his own alarm himself and then come back to bed to cuddle, but that doesn't happen anymore. So would I be the asshole if I told him to either turn his own alarm off for now or just not set one and get up when my alarm goes off?
That's funny.
I think even more so than that, because she does like to, you're enabling him by doing it, first off. Just say no and then make him get up and do it. Yeah. But it sounds like she probably goes to bed a little bit later than he does just because, she's getting up later than he is. So if they go to bed together, whatever, but like he's putting his phone all the way, and men are so unobservant to this, she could just change the alarm so that both their alarms go off at the same time, and then she wouldn't have to stop doing it. And then if
she doesn't want to get up yet.
No, right. So I'm saying get up until... I'm saying set his alarm for when her alarm is. So they both go off at the same time. Yeah, change his alarm. Because then if he gets mad at her, be like, why'd you change my alarm? Like, hey, you should have got up.
Yeah. I mean, that situation, first of all, that doesn't happen the other way. There's no guy getting up to turn the woman's alarm off. You know, that's such a guy. That's such misogynistic guy thing. You know, we don't have to worry about it because there's no chance Kendall will turn off an alarm, hear an alarm, do anything with an alarm.
I mean, I'll yell at Alexa and turn her off. But I won't
We spent the first couple years of our relationship with Kendall telling me, "Hey, if you don't hear from me by 11, call me."
No kidding.
To wake her up.
It was
No kidding.
10 or 9 sometimes.
It was definitely not 9. It was double digit. It was double digit.
Well, to be fair, Mike had to get up and work at like 3:30 or 4 a.m. every
the
day.
airport,
Yeah, it was early.
And I
Yeah,
didn't have to.
Right.
for sure.
You
So-
slept an entire shift.
Yeah.
After
For sure.
he was-
Oh, yeah.
After he
For
was
sure.
already out.
I would be past my lunch when I was waking her.
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
But it would probably feel good to get a text message from her and you're like, fuck, well, I'm almost done for the day.
And she's like, "Call me in 20 more minutes. I need a little more sleep."
I'm tired today.
Then you get home from working and she needs a nap.
But
I will,
that is
I
true
will
too.
tell you that the alarm thing has been a situation that we've gone through for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Tough.
because it's on my side of the bed.
We have
But
a
then
hatch alarm clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then she also sometimes sets a cell phone across the room.
Okay.
And so like she'll get up in the middle of the night and turn the cell phone off.
When I get up to pee in the middle of the night, I get anxiety about waking up to my 6 a.m. alarm. And I'm like, I'll just turn it off.
Then how do you know you're going to get up by the hatch?
Because the
hatch.
hatch
Wait,
that
what's
gets
a
up-
hat? What's a
hatch.
hatch?
It's like
It
a
has a
simulated
sunrise.
That's a light?
and
Okay.
sunset, yeah. And then it goes off, and then she's like, "Turn it off, Derek. I want to sleep a little bit. I'm just gonna go to the gym later today."
That was a phase I was in for a few months last year. Just a few months.
yeah. Tell them
And
what we're
I-
doing this year.
Yeah. Feet on the ground at 6 o'clock.
Our New Year's resolution.
Hatch only. No alarm clock
Yeah.
across the room.
How-
Hatch only. So it's not jarring.
Right.
Feet on the ground at 6
When
o'clock.
our alarm goes off, our feet are on the ground.
You two are insane.
No. I'm telling you,
That's
Well, I
great.
like to
I'm
work
telling
out
you,
before
you
work.
feel so much better when it happens. Like you
It's a
get
good
up.
feeling.
Have you ever woken up at noon? It's pretty sweet.
Well,
Yes.
It's pretty
we wouldn't
sweet.
sleep till. But my problem was like I would sleep for a while and then I would scroll on my
for
phone.
sure.
Like I would grab my phone. So now it's like feet on the ground, and then I couldn't even scroll. I was just like on the ground, ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
And it changes. Is she the a-hole for not turning it off?
No.
No, she's definitely.
No.
She's also needs to tell him she's not going to do it anymore.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have been better at getting up a little bit more consistently lately. I try to get up at 8. Also,
You're self-employed.
Yeah.
I can do what I want.
Yeah,
but
you sure can.
I do
You've
know
earned that right.
that if I get up a smidge earlier, but we stay up late. Our time frame is late night, so 6 a.m. would be ludicrous for me. But yes, getting up earlier and doing something. But I would never. I mean, I'm not saying I would never. There's definitely times where I'd be like, Mike, wake me up.
Carry me.
but
Yeah, you're not as bad as you were.
no,
Yeah,
but
you're-
the funny thing is, just super fast in this past week, he had to get up really early a couple days, and I set my alarm. And if I sleep with my watch on,
Oh, interesting.
it like has
Yeah,
that
vibrates,
haptic thing,
yeah.
so it wakes you up. So one day we wake up late, which we have not done in a long time,
No.
and I mean but like he had to go do something specifically time
You almost
sensitive.
never get up late.
And he never
I didn't
does.
hear anything.
And we both sort of were like, what happened? We had the Alexa on. We had all these alarms on. Nothing happened. And then literally just today, our kids sent us a TikTok video of how the new Apple update has like some sort of weird AI thing where it's deciding that if you don't if you don't acknowledge your alarm at first, you probably don't want it. And so it just turns it off.
Crazy.
So we have been missing our alarm because it's like deciding for us
Oh no.
that we're
way.
still asleep and we don't
crazy
want
is
to
that?
wake up. And we're like,
That's not.
That's the
What?
whole point of an alarm is
I know.
I
no
don't want to
shit.
acknowledge you.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit, Apple. I don't want to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
No, it does. Yeah.
The alarm is like your stepchild. You don't want to acknowledge that it exists, but you have to acknowledge
no
it.
choice.
Like you have no choice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, wait. There's few things in life worse than hearing that alarm in the morning. It's just terrible.
I enjoy like a good morning, like a good like wake up in the morning, get the day going, coffee, like sit, especially if it's like spring or summer, sit on the deck and like drink a cup of coffee.
when
Like
it's
there's
cold, it's
nothing.
What time
so
you go to
hard.
bed? You guys.
Well,
go to-
it just depends. So
Yeah.
like recently, like she'll go to bed like
now.
9 o'clock, like 9:30,
now.
and then I'll go to bed. She'll always look at me. She's like, "Give me an hour before you come upstairs." So then I have to wait an hour after
That
I
way
would
I get
normally.
an hour of like deep
yeah.
before
Get
like
into it.
before like 10 minutes I fall asleep, And then he's like creeping in the room like, I'm coming to bed too. And then I'm like awake again.
Yeah, and that's the problem because like it's not, you know, like I don't know, like I would prefer to like go to bed like earlier as well, but like my brain doesn't work that way. Like I need to get shit done.
I like to go up around 9 and be like tucked in with the hatch on at
Does he
like
tuck you in?
9:15.
Yeah, I will say we've gotten way off topic. Is she the asshole for turning his alarm off? She's
No.
she's not the asshole for not wanting to do
No.
it.
Yeah.
Not for not wanting to do it, but for doing it. You kind of are.
Because
you
I mean,
kind of
she doesn't even have to get up for another hour. 40 minutes is an hour. Like
But it's like waking her up. Again, I wouldn't like have this argument with Mike because like
you love him.
I don't. Well, yes, but also I could be annoyed at 4 a.m. and be like, why the F is this alarm going off?
But how
Like
fast
turn
would
it
you,
off.
How fast would you go back to sleep?
But like I can usually go back to sleep and I know I don't have to have something intense happening. But like if we had small children or I had to go be somewhere and he was interrupting my sleep, I would murder him. Like I would be like,
yeah, like there's
sleep in another room. This is not working.
well, yeah, there's times like there's no option. Like if I got to get up at 4 in the morning, I'm not going to wake up on my own at 4 a.m. Yeah. So there's got to be an alarm. I'll either have to sleep in another room or like that's the choice.
But you're not making me get up and do it for you.
No.
I would probably have you do that for me.
Not
to be
yet.
fair.
You
Not yet.
definitely would. Yeah, you definitely would.
That would be more of a me question.
Fair.
I don't think I've ever had you turn off my alarm.
Alana, you have me turn the hatch off every morning you want to sleep in.
It's on your side of the bed.
It is. I don't have to leave the bed to do it.
See, that's
so
fair.
that's fair.
That's fair.
You're
Not
the
the asshole.
asshole for doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it anymore.
Don't
Stop
enable
it.
Okay, these are good ones. Let's talk about animals.
Let's do it.
Am I the asshole for correcting a friend when she said that she rehomed her cat?
No, don't do that when Alana will get sad.
It's not that bad. Also, or am I the asshole for taking my friend's sick dog to an expensive vet without her consent while she was away?
Do that one?
Sure.
Do the dog one.
Yeah.
The dog one?
The cat one would absolutely make Alana sad, even if it's
It's
not
not
that bad.
that bad.
I know. I just know my wife.
I know. That's why I picked it.
Did you want to read that one, Kendall?
No. It's fine. Okay, there's the cat. The cat one was just I could tell you in one sentence later, but okay. Here we go. Dun dun dun.
All right.
It's a good debate.
Am I the asshole for taking my friend's sick dog to an expensive vet without her consent while she was away? So I, 20 male, agreed to dog sit for my friend Alma, 22 female, while she was away for a week to see her parents. On day 3, her dog, Cherry, started vomiting and refused to eat. I called her, but she didn't pick up. She was at a festival, and I panicked and took Cherry to the emergency vet where they diagnosed her with a blockage and did a $1,400 surgery.
Dang.
Cherry is now fine.
Great.
Now, when Alma got back, I gave her the bill explaining it was an emergency and that was my only option. She completely blew up and said she would have never have approved such an expensive option and would have waited to see if Cherry improved.
But it's a blockage. Like that you're not going to improve
That's
from
what
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah, you're not going to improve from that.
Yeah.
She says she's broke and she cannot pay me back, and our mutual friends are split. Some say I saved Cherry's life. I agree. And didn't have anything better I could have done. Others say I overstepped by not waiting longer because it's not like a dog could die that quick.
Okay, first of all, a dog could die that quick.
Yeah. So Alma is now ignoring me and told everyone we know that I forced her into debt. Am I the asshole?
Here's my biggest thing I always say to everybody is if you can't afford a dog, don't get a dog. Dogs are expensive. Unexpected things happen. If you can't afford like a small surgery like that, like again, $1,400 is a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, as an adult, like you should be able to find $1,400 somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's for your dog's life. For your dog's life. I mean, like, because what would have happened if the dog would have died? Then she would have had to have a completely different conversation.
100%.
Yeah. It definitely falls under the no good deed goes unpunished. You know?
Get pet insurance.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't get pet insurance for an old ass dog, as we know.
Right.
Because we have a 6-year-old dog and a almost 17-year-old dog.
Right.
Now, if the 17-year-old dog is puking, he pukes every single day.
Yeah, that's
He's been to the vet, he's fine. But
we
like,
think he might be bulimic. We're not sure.
he's just trying to get into his prom dress.
he's only 5 pounds, so maybe there's something to that. But if we were out of town and somebody was like watching our dog,
Right.
I think
Right.
I would rather them err on the side of caution and take him to get checked.
Also, if someone's watching your dog and that person calls you, I don't give a shit what you're doing.
I know.
If you have
Why did you not-
service, you're
Yes.
answering that
Yeah.
phone call.
Yeah.
If you love your dog.
That's true. Maybe Alma doesn't love her
Yeah.
dog.
That's
that
what I'm
much.
thinking.
Yeah, it's tricky because, I get her point too, because if maybe that dog does throw up a lot, but I don't know. We don't know what the blockage was either.
Well, blockage sounds like it can
It
only
does
be really
sound
one
bad,
thing.
right?
Kids probably couldn't pass.
Yeah.
It couldn't. When I choked on broccoli, there was a blockage.
I like how
there
you
was
almost
a
stopped
blockage
that.
right there, and I couldn't drink or
When
eat.
you what?
Choked on broccoli.
Remember Derek's most
remember?
I
traumatic
know. I just wanted you to
experience?
tell. You choked on broccoli.
Yeah, I did. I almost died.
Like a big
Mike.
piece of broccoli?
It was, but I'll tell you this: it was over $1,400 from that medical bill, and I yelled at Alana for not taking me to a cheaper vet.
Yeah.
I was like,
You said take me to the ER. That's what I did.
I know you took me to the out-of-network ER, which is kind of fucked because you knew what insurance we had.
So you could breathe still, but it was stuck in your.
I couldn't swallow. Yeah, it was like stuck
That'd be
right
scary
down here.
as
It was
hell.
because I was like if I throw up, it'll be fine because it was like just like
Yeah.
at the bottom of my stomach.
Was it a stem from the broccoli?
I guess I don't know. I
Or
don't know
was it
exactly what it was.
He's
It was
never
like
eaten
the
broccoli
top-
since,
I haven't eaten
huh?
broccoli since. But like I
knew it.
Me either.
try to throw it up, and I was like, I just want to make sure I'm in a hospital when I throw it up. That way, if I throw it up and it gets stuck in my throat, you guys can get it out.
Oh,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
want it-
even
yeah.
try to throw up at your house.
No, because I didn't want it to get stuck in my throat, and then
But wasn't it already stuck in your throat?
but it's stuck like down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was in his esophagus.
Mm.
To be fair, this was before we were married.
Okay.
You were not on my health insurance yet.
'Kay.
And I strictly remember you saying, I don't know what my network is. Take me to a hospital.
He
Yeah.
said.
Okay,
He said.
Alma. Okay, Alma.
Okay, Alma.
I took you. There was Forbes and UPMC. I picked Forbes,
said,
and it was obviously you had.
I think I have Forbes, but I'm not sure.
I don't know what to do.
To be fair,
You were like,
Alana.
I don't know what I have.
To be
Just
fair,
send me."
Alana. Let me put it. Fucking, why are you getting so sidetracked in these stories?
Because
right now?
Derek, there's no chance you're gonna be the winner in this argument.
Because
But
how few people have
remember.
heard a story of someone choking on broccoli?
It happens.
yeah,
It does
of course
happen,
it does.
and that's why with some
I know a
PSA.
guy.
But not that like, okay, you didn't need the Heimlich immediately. Like you wouldn't make yourself throw up. That doesn't. That's like.
I would have been. I'm so like vain that I would have been more embarrassed to go somewhere. So I would have tried everything first.
Yeah.
Just because I would have been embarrassed to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Choking, like showing up like that. So I would have. I don't know.
It
I would have
was
stuck a
a lot.
hockey stick down my
I would
throat.
have stuck a hockey stick down my. The guy did tell me, he's like, we're going to stretch your esophagus. I'm like, I'm a lady and you will treat me as such.
You're not the first guy that's threatened that.
You're like, is it 8 inches?
I have a list.
So, okay, I guess we should answer
Like,
the
we were
question
talking about
for
the alarm clock still.
Yeah. I guess we should answer the question.
I don't think she's the asshole.
She should not eat broccoli.
She's not the asshole for
No.
taking care of someone. If you,
No.
if you put someone in charge of your
Yep.
dog,
Yep.
and their job is to
Yep.
give
Yeah.
your dog the best care that they can.
Yep.
And the best care is that dog. If the veterinarian looks at you and says your dog needs emergency surgery,
You're saying yes.
call.
Yeah.
Again.
How mad she is now is
Right.
incomparable to how mad she would have been
Right.
if she said, "Hey, bad news. Your dog had a blockage. I didn't want to spend the $1,400.
Yeah.
So your dog's dead.
Right.
That was only $100.
The dog was
Yeah.
puking. I didn't know what to do. I left it go, and now it's
Right.
dead.
Now
That
it's
would have been a
dead.
completely
100,
different thing.
way worse.
Way
you were
worse.
losing a friend over that. Like,
sure.
if I lost a friend over $1,400, like that's completely fine.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
care about that.
Pay-
If I lost a friend's dog's life, I don't even think I would be able
Right.
to live with myself. Like to the point where like, and this is a little bit of a side, so I won't be long on this. But when we asked my mom to watch our cats. And yeah, remember? And then she was like sending us pictures because we're like, send us a picture every day of
course,
the
we do
cats,
the
right?
same thing.
100%.
I wanna see all the pics.
Every pet person does that, right? My my mom sent me a picture and she was like, that's not a current picture. It's dark outside. It's not dark right now. Like Alana was like, saw in the background that it was
Oh,
dark
yeah.
outside. She was like, is she okay? And like spiraled from a picture
And then
that
your
my
mom
mom
was
took
like,
this
well,
morning.
yeah, that's a picture from last night. I
Yeah.
didn't go this morning.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't take pictures this. I didn't take my phone with me this morning, is what she said.
Oh.
Yeah,
How
and-
funny.
And then Alana was spiraling. She's like, "Is my cat dead?" You know. So imagine,
Yeah.
like 100%. We're pet people. I think everybody in this room is a pet person.
Yeah.
Spend the Well, I'll figure out. I'll get a second job to pay for the surgery.
Yeah, or pay her in installments. Like the friend
Yeah.
didn't say like I'm.
I don't think she paid for it though. I think the bill is coming to this girl.
No.
okay.
You cannot pick up an animal from a veterinarian place.
We've tried.
Without paying.
Well, they have like care credit and stuff.
Yeah, they do. But my point is, you're not leaving that place with the animal without agreeing to pay.
Yeah.
And them taking the payment that day.
That's
that
fair.
does not.
And I'll be honest with you too. Like if and maybe just because it is what it is. But like it would suck. But like if I had to pay $1,400 to keep my friend's dog alive, like
Totally do it.
I would do it. And
Yep.
then if they didn't pay me back, like, okay, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
friends
yeah.
anymore, but like I'm not gonna that's a way easier thing to live with my conscience
sure.
than me killing a dog over $1,400.
Yeah, definitely. You have no choice. I mean, it sucks if the friendship ended, but you have no choice.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than that.
And maybe they panic. Like I said, if somebody was watching Ace does puke every day.
Every day.
And they could overreact and be like, taking him in, he's 17. It's like, yeah.
And we could have been like, yeah, man, he does it all the time. But they would have known that, by the way.
Also, yeah.
I have very
You also
clear
would have answered your phone
instructions
too.
with our dogs. I definitely would have answered the phone. And we don't talk about it now, but we had a situation where somebody was watching a dog and it got away and it had to be put down. And it was like a whole thing.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That would have been awful.
Different story.
Couldn't even imagine that.
Different time.
I will listen to you tell me that later.
Okay. Deal. All right. We ready for another one?
Yes.
Ready.
No, you're not the asshole for saving your dog's life.
Okay. Should we switch to a relationship advice?
Ooh.
Why
Okay.
wouldn't we?
Here's our two options. And they're both really interesting. Okay. I found my ex-wife on a porn site. Should I tell her?
Should I tell her? She knows. She probably knows.
Very possible. Or my soon-to-be mother-in-law just asked me if she can renew her vows at our wedding.
Okay, yep. Let's do the first one.
Yeah.
The first one?
That was
porn-
the
the
easiest
porn one?
decision we've made in the last 5 episodes.
That's fine. That's fine.
I found my wife on a porn site.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife on a porn site. Should I tell her?
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows. She got into the bang bus. She knows.
Maybe she doesn't. You do know that people put things on the internet that women don't agree to, right?
Not us.
Okay. My ex-wife is on a porn site. Should I tell her?
Oh, do you think he watched? Do you think he like? Do you think he like?
Hey, Derek, let's wait for the story.
Dick jerked off to it.
Yeah,
I watch Strangers. You don't think I'm going to turn it off when I see someone I know?
Your ex-wife, you want to watch her get banged by someone?
Definitely
What
not.
in the cuck?
Yeah. Okay. I found a woman on a porn site that seems to be my ex-wife.
Seems to be.
The video has been up for a year on this site, and it appears to be that the same person has also uploaded this video to multiple other porn sites as well, but this one is very popular.
How long were they divorced, does it say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The way this video is cropped seems like it may have been uploaded without her knowledge or consent, as the other person's face isn't shown.
Just hers is.
Yeah.
We have 2 young children together, and the way the video is named, it's not out of question that other people might stumble upon it. I don't know what that means.
Step bro gets
Well,
real.
he just means the
title is
the
good.
title's
Okay,
generic enough.
it's good. Okay, we co-parent and we are on okay terms, but the divorce is very difficult for everybody. Should I let her know? Should I send her a message anonymously, or should I let it be? I have a lot of mixed feelings about this that are hard to sort out. She did cheat on me, and it's possible that we were still married when this was made. It's hard to separate these feelings from the situation, and to be honest, she may also have a hard time separating the situation with our situation, so I'm leaning towards not telling her unless it's anonymous.
Interesting.
Should I tell her? And there is an update.
Okay. Oh, man, that's gotta be tough, because it's like they were together.
And
Could have happened while they were together.
Yeah.
And then they have kids together.
Yeah, so he has an obligation because of that.
I think you're right.
I think you have to tell her.
You have to tell her. You know? Because I don't think she knows. I mean, it doesn't seem like it.
Also, it doesn't seem like it's not like he was like, oh, it's her OnlyFans page that I
Right.
found, or it's like
Right.
her thing that I found.
But he also said it resembled her. Like, it didn't say like it was definitely her.
Well,
like,
I think
it
he
looked like her. Like, I don't know. She was. It's hard to tell, because she had a lot of things in her mouth. Like,
I saw one time that I thought it was somebody I knew.
really.
Yeah. And it just didn't make sense, but I was 98% sure it was that
Did you
person.
message the person?
No, that wasn't. It was just like somebody, somebody I knew, and yeah,
That would
it
maybe
would've
be
been,
a little bit of a weirder
It
conversation.
would have been way stranger for me to be like, "Hey, I saw a porn the other night. This chick looked like you."
Was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah, is
I
that
watched
you?
it 7
Yeah,
times.
yeah, Mom.
Yeah. That's gotta be okay. So like,
Yeah.
as your ex-wife, I mean, like, I don't think that's a weird conversation to have at all.
No, not
as
at
your
all.
as your ex-wife,
Yeah.
you gotta be like, hey,
Heads up.
Yeah, heads up. Like, were you in New Orleans when Girls Gone
Yeah.
Wild was there? Like, you have to let them know,
Yeah.
like, that's a thing. Because honestly, that documentary about Girls Gone Wild that came out, a lot of those girls don't remember
Yeah.
being on those.
Sure.
And they're like, sign this waiver. And they're
Yeah.
like hammered or whatever. So like, you never know. Like,
Yeah, because that was before like cell phones and stuff. Because that was a time when somebody might not have thought that
Yeah.
through.
lift their shirt up. And,
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they think no one's ever going to see
Right,
this.
right.
It might be distributed somewhere that like nobody will know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was all VHS.
Plus,
There-
Joe Francis seemed like a good guy with
of
good
course
intent.
he did.
Him and the Fire Festival guy.
Of course, Billy
Billy
something.
something.
Yeah.
Billy. Yeah.
Okay, there's an update.
Okay.
He said the responses are overwhelmingly that I should have told her.
Should have told her.
So I did.
Okay, good. Good for him.
Yeah.
I did it over the phone using some of the recommended language that people told him.
Just the sound in the background.
He said,
of the
Hold on, I'm watching it right now.
does sound
so
like it
funny.
a little bit
Is this
too.
you? No. He said, I didn't send the link. I explained how she could find it. And when she did, she denied that it was her. I'm not really sure if I believe her or not, but I think the healthy thing for me to do is just to let it go and not speak about it again. I agree.
She's like, this lady's Asian.
Well, it's also could be, I mean, it seems like maybe it was her and maybe she's embarrassed.
yeah.
Whether she knew or not is a different story too, because either way, like if she didn't know and then she sees herself naked on the internet, that's traumatizing and
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, and this goes to both of our wives, not to you because you would not react the same way to this. If you saw yourself, if I sent you a link,
Yeah.
and you saw yourself
Yeah.
on a porno that you did not know was being filmed,
Yes.
you would be irate and you would be like, how do I find
Yeah.
who that is?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, nah, that definitely
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
me. You know what I mean?
Well, but
she
she might have
so there's-
said that to him
No.
and then did the same. No,
Kendall would see him and be like, "Oh my god, do I sound like that?"
honestly, you're right.
No, there's
my
no
voice?
chance that she wouldn't have asked for his help or somebody's help.
No.
Like I think she would have been way more like.
I disagree with you.
She would have been way more enraged. It was
Nope.
out there.
Maybe not to him though.
That's
think
my
so. I
point.
think
She's probably again. Let's say there's two options. One option is it wasn't her, so this sounds like a normal thing.
Right.
She's like, it's not me. No big deal. I'm not doing anything about
Slight
it.
resemblance.
That's an honest.
Deny.
Well, again,
Yeah.
if she thinks it's not, if she saw it
Right.
and she's like, that's actually not me, she's gonna say that. The other option is it is her, and she doesn't want to deal with this with her ex.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's
and
also
so
fair.
she's all irate and freaking out and maybe messaging the person that did
Right.
it and doing it behind the scenes but not telling him.
Yeah.
Still, it's your ex with 2 kids. Like if someone exploited you that way, you would still have to have some like if that happened to your ex, like you would still have some compassion in your heart to be like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Well, of course he would.
you know what
from
I'm
the
saying?
woman's point of view,
it.
she's
I get
just
it.
finding that out. She may get there,
Right.
and she may ask for his help, but not immediately.
Yeah.
She's
But
embarrassed, and she's just going to deny it at first.
Right.
She doesn't
to him.
necessarily need his help to do it. Maybe she has another partner and she's like, hey, we
Also
have
fair.
to figure this out.
Also fair.
and not tell him because she's embarrassed. That's an option.
Did
I
it-
mean, there's nothing to be embarrassed about because if you didn't know, like,
Oh,
it's
I
your-
agree
you know what I
with
mean?
that
Like,
part, but that's so. As a woman, you still feel so out of
violated.
control.
it's
For
violating because
sure.
you were exploited and violated. Like that's why it feels violating.
Although that is one of my favorite jokes is that one that says, "My wife has a super successful OnlyFans
Yeah.
page. I don't know how to tell her."
That's so funny. Can I tell you? This reminds me of a really, really random story, and you two are like a smidge younger, so this might not hit. But when I was in college and things were like you could make your own websites very easily.
You can do that now too.
Shut up. I know that. I meant the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Like this was Napster era.
Right,
this
right,
was
yeah.
LimeWire era.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
Like you're doing all these weird things on the internet that you
Yep.
don't actually understand, and you can make a website. So when I was in college, some friends of ours made a fake porn site where they put our faces onto porn stars' bodies, me and 3 other friends, because they thought this was a funny thing.
That had to look really good in 2002.
Yeah.
Again, it looked exactly like you think. It looked
Right.
almost like, what's the South Park thing where they put a fake? It
the
did
Canadians.
It did look that bad,
Or
right?
when you'd get those like Christmas things where you're dancing
Yes,
like an elf.
yes.
Yeah,
You're totally right.
Or it's like, why do these porn stars look like mascots?
Yeah.
Why are their heads so big?
It was that bad and ridiculous. But like the fact that somebody did that and then we were just
right.
like,
Oh, and
what? Like that's on
You
the
just put it out. Yeah.
internet now? I'm like, what is that? And that's like not actually any of us. And they thought it was the funniest thing ever.
well, now I mean, if you look now, like you see you could see. I'm sure Taylor Swift likeness is on 8,000
It
porn.
is on
AI,
a bunch
because
of AI
AI,
stuff.
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
gonna look a year from now. It's gonna look identical to the real, like what it really would look like.
I'm just trying to hold on for another year.
I know. I think one more year we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
And then I will imagine that with VR. VR.
Which is horrible, but it's also, if it does happen now, you could be like, oh, that's totally AI. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
you could,
yeah.
so you at least
Yeah.
have that.
That's a
as-
good point.
Like as bad as things have gotten, you can definitely get out of. I would get out of any cheating scenario now with that's AI, babe.
That's why whenever I cheer on Alana, I wear 6 fingers.
yeah, right.
Right? That's the idea. Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
Lana, it's not me.
Count the fingers. Count the fingers.
They
Yeah.
call
And I
you
don't cheat on
6
you.
fingers, not Snyder.
Yeah. 8 inches.
6 fingers, 8 inches.
Well, we know you're 8 because that's her cutoff.
Well, I'm glad he told her.
I am too.
That was the right move.
It was the right move, whether it was her or not. And again, if she didn't know, I feel like she should have just told him, because I feel like he would have been enraged. I would have been enraged, even if it was an ex. He's still
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Violating.
Yeah.
It's just because you respect her as a person, even though like it
For
didn't
sure.
work out as a relationship. You still
Not
respect
after you
them
see
as
that
a-
video, you don't respect it. That was
He's
17
like, he never
dudes.
did any of that with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, right. Yeah, that would be the man's point of view. Like, I watched this video and it was pretty messed up because you never let me strap you out to the
Yeah. I thought you hated anal.
Oh, that's probably why she was crying in the video. Not the asshole.
Nah.
Well, that was just relationship advice, but also,
Quite
yes.
literally.
Okay.
Oh yeah, relationship advice.
All right, we have 2 more.
The advice was tell her, and he did tell her.
The advice was tell her, and he did. He
Yeah.
did a good job. Okay. Am I the asshole for staying at a birthday party when they explicitly asked me to stay? Okay, there's some question about whether you should have stayed or not.
Okay.
Or am I the asshole for refusing to give my family free culinary services for a party? They're a
Bakery chef.
What was
Yeah.
it? What was the first one again?
Am I the asshole for staying at a party when they explicitly asked me to stay?
They asked him to stay. He stayed.
But some people must be mad about it.
Right. That one seems more interesting than like.
Yeah.
Because the other one's
Yeah.
like, you want to work for exposure? Like, no, exposure doesn't pay my bills. I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
doing that. It's not.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I had to
Comfy.
fly through.
All your
Lon,
porn.
are you about to read this one?
Yeah, she is. I'm
With
just
all your
gonna
big
find
words?
it. Yeah, she's
With
gonna.
what?
With all the big words?
There's not that many big words.
All right, you got
I went to
this?
college.
Also, Alana's so smart.
She is smart.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's a good cook.
Journalism.
When she can figure out how to use the microphone, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get on top of that microphone.
just can't
Way
get
too far
comfortable.
away.
Well, I can't get comfortable. Okay. Am I the asshole for staying at a birthday party when they explicitly asked me to stay? My friend 35 female has been ill lately and severely under the weather. To lighten her mood, I 39 male decided to bring her a bucket of popcorn from the store.
Random.
Who buys? You
Popcorn.
can buy a bucket of pop. This is not American.
You probably can buy a bucket of popcorn at the store, but when somebody's sick or you're like,
Let
popcorn.
me buy them popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Why popcorn?
I don't know, because he's
know.
weird.
Okay.
Because it's easier to get the hole out in the middle of it and put it.
That's fair.
Yeah, this is so weird. I did text to ask if that was okay, but she hadn't read my message yet by the time I arrived.
Well, at least he
This
asked.
is not America.
yeah, right. Yeah.
I just wanted to leave it with her at the door, but her mother opened and asked me to come inside. She does this frequently, but normally I'm in a hurry and I decline. So I went inside and ended up having a long chat with them, approximately 2.5 hours, and wanted to leave because I knew they were having dinner guests that evening. So the guests did start to arrive, and they were all wishing my friend's mother a happy birthday. And I was mortified and apologized profusely because I had no idea it was her birthday, and they obviously hadn't told me.
You would have brought more popcorn.
So as I went to leave, her father asked me to stay and said there was enough food for everyone, so I did.
Yes.
And I had a nice evening and thought everything was fine. A few days later, after not having heard from my friend, I inquired about her health, and that's when she told me she didn't contact me on purpose because she was not fine with how I acted at her house.
Oh.
Interesting. The popcorn didn't make her better,
Popcorn
though.
did not make her
Popcorn
better.
was not a good choice.
Popcorn
He should have
soup.
brought a bucket of chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be better. Harder to stick your way.
I mean,
But
Is it?
popcorn, like, with extra movie theater butters.
That
way
sounds
better than
delightful
chicken
right
noodle
now.
soup.
Sounds great, but not healthy. But he's also
Yeah.
not sick. Mike's not sick, so he,
No. Yeah, it's weird.
So I was surprised and asked what was wrong, but she said she wanted to tell me personally and not on the phone, which took a few more days.
and bring popcorn.
Yeah.
Bring more popcorn.
When we got together, she stated that her and her family were really weirded out that I stayed when the guests arrived.
Weirded out.
And I should have realized that I had already overstayed my welcome before that, and at least should have left when the guests started showing up. Excuse me. They did not tell me any of this at the time, and as I mentioned before, her father explicitly asked me to stay. This is where I wonder if I am the asshole because they all thought I should have politely declined and left. And I did think it was weird, them not mentioning the birthday, and I would obviously have not even come in if I knew, but to decline an invitation seemed rude to me, so am I the asshole?
This sounds like a mild stalking situation.
From the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
he's
interesting.
creepy and he...
The
The
he's
guy that left the popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he goes over there and he oversteps his boundaries often, you know, and they
does
keep
sound
him
like
at
it
a...
was often,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the dad maybe doesn't realize the extent of it, so he sees him and he feels sorry for the guy because the guy's obviously likes this girl that doesn't like him. And the dad's like, well, why don't you just stay for dinner? And, and they're just like...
He's not going to stay.
Don't encourage him.
I couldn't even imagine being at a birthday party where I didn't know, I didn't know half the people, and be
Yeah.
like, I'll stay with you. Like, I don't even like to go to like dinners with people I do know everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine being at a dinner and like you weren't really invited to, and they're like, no, you can stay, and you're like, "Ah, you're just being
Yeah.
nice. But clearly, judging by the fact that this girl doesn't like him and he swoons over her,
Yeah.
he doesn't understand social cues.
Right, 100%.
So like that's
He's
a
weird.
problem. Yeah, right.
That weird...
Wait,
that
but we don't
wording...
even-
What's that?
We don't know that this is a liking situation. Like,
I mean,
No,
if he's a
this-
dude that is
Yeah.
Yes.
constantly, or I'm sorry,
It-
consistently showing up to like give her things or do it, like the fact that he's
sure.
like, yeah, I do this frequently.
Right.
They decided to let me
He
in.
does it frequently. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Usually
Yeah.
I don't stay because I'm busy and
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
go. But this time they were like, come on in. And also the
Yeah.
dude's weird because he thinks popcorn makes you feel better.
Yeah, and he had already sent a text, see if it was okay if he dropped it off.
didn't
She
answer
didn't
it.
respond.
That's a
He
good
was like,
point.
well, I'll still go over. He knew he should ask. And yeah, no guy's doing that just to be nice. If Kendall was sick and asked me to get shit, I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, right.
And I was out.
Yeah, I was out. Yeah, you're not wrong. I never thought of it from this situation, but
Yeah.
it does definitely sound like this guy's like in love with her.
Yeah.
and she's not reciprocating that
'Cause he's
And then-
nice.
right? Because he's a nice guy, and like oh, he can be my friend or whatever. And her parents, especially the dad, like you said,
Right.
probably just sees it and is like, hey man, do you want to come in
Feels
and
bad
like
for him.
and like and leave the popcorn for her or whatever. Like she's not coming down because she doesn't feel good.
Right.
But then they're like, or we're kind of getting ready for this dinner thing.
I wonder if she was even sick. Because they were having a dinner party with people
funny.
coming over. It seems like that might have been canceled if she was sick and she lives at home. How old is she? Is it no ages?
35.
35? And she lives at home
He's
still?
39. She's 35.
He's 39. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the perfect age to be at like a weird.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
No,
because, like,
yeah,
you're-
for sure.
Because like you probably haven't married yet, and you're just
And
like
you still
this
think
is-
popcorn is a
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
thing to bring
No,
to
it-
someone sick.
But also, it's like you haven't been married yet. You don't like. It's the nice guy theory
Yeah.
that like you just stay nice.
Wear
It's
her
like-
down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. She's gonna cave in this
Yeah.
popcorn eventually.
I'll catch her on the right day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So He
the right butter.
does comment a couple times on the thing, and he's
I
like,
forgot he wrote it.
he's like, there's no. I told my friend that there was like no way to know that is a perceived, like, what's the word? Like they were just being nice by
Right.
offering him to stay.
Right.
And he's like, I'm German. I figured they're gonna just say what they want, and so they said you should stay, so I stayed.
Yeah, to his defense, Germans have definitely done what they've wanted a few times in history. They have overstayed their welcome a few times.
It's really funny. Really funny. Yeah. Historically funny.
So he said all of her family members think that I should have known, and I agree that I should have known, but like I didn't.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like if someone's like if you see somebody at a restaurant and they're like, "Hey, why don't you just sit with like?"
That's
there's
different,
no
though.
chance I would
Yeah.
even sit with them. Though.
No, right.
There's
And
no
that's
chance.
even different though, because that could be
Yeah.
authentic because you've accidentally bumped into them.
Right.
He already showed up at their place uninvited. He's already stayed.
Crashing a party.
He's already stayed a couple hours. Then he keeps staying. You know,
Yeah,
so
that's
this
the other
is,
thing too that I forgot. He was there for 2.5 hours
Before all of that
Before
happened.
all of it happened.
Yeah.
and she was probably like, "Is he gonna fucking leave? Is he gonna leave? Is he gonna leave?" And then their parents like, "Hey, like, we're
Right.
getting ready to eat. Do you want to?
'Cause
Do you
what
want to
do you
eat?
do?
Yeah, because like, hey,
Yeah.
we're getting ready to eat. Can you leave? Is a weird
Right,
thing.
it's
to
hard
ask
to
somebody.
throw
It's hard
someone
to-
out of your
right.
house.
So it's like, hey, we're getting ready to eat. Do you just want to stay? He's like, oh yeah, I will have. What is this? Strudels? Like,
Yeah. It
you've
is weird.
already stayed for 2.5 hours to the point I forgot.
Yeah.
This dude definitely loves this girl. This girl's not reciprocating that, and he was like, well, I'll get in with her parents because then her parents were like, she's a nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Because he
That was
doesn't.
Mike, not me.
Was it caramel popcorn?
He
It
didn't
was movie
say.
theater.
Just
butter.
popcorn. Butter popcorn.
Caramel popcorn, I might.
Kettle
Yeah.
corn?
Yeah,
How do you feel about
like
kettle corn?
like a
Or like
good.
if it's
Yeah.
caramel chocolate drizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do you
put
feel
some
about
chocolate
kettle
drizzle.
corn though?
I love kettle corn.
Yeah.
See,
I
I'd
don't-
rather
what's
have
kettle
savory.
corn?
It's the sweet. It's the sweet.
It's like the hard coating on the
Mike likes salt.
on the
I need
popcorn.
salt.
Built, they make it in a big kettle.
Okay.
It's like
And
covered
they
in
pour
sugar.
like sugar.
sugar.
and
It's
salt
Fisher's,
on it.
but
It's good. Yeah.
You got me at sugar.
You'd like it.
Yeah.
Mike used to
Yeah,
work
that
for a
sounds
popcorn
pretty good.
place.
And he doesn't know what
did.
kettle corn is.
We
What?
were caramel popcorn or regular popcorn. That was it. Fisher's popcorn, and I'll give it a plug. Fisher's popcorn in Ocean City, Maryland,
Yeah.
Bethany Beach.
Bethany Beach.
Is that when you cut your jeans because you didn't have shorts?
No, that was a couple summers later. By then, I had another pair.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that. That's funny, by the way. I'm gonna say that guy is the asshole.
Kind
for staying.
of.
Yeah,
He's creepy.
no. He is the. No, he's not the asshole. What was the? How was the title? Because it was a weird title.
He's not the asshole. He's German.
For staying, yeah, German people are weird. Am I the asshole for staying at a birthday party when they explicitly asked me to stay?
Yes, you are the asshole
Yeah.
because every social cue that we could pick up from just reading the story said that you were the asshole.
Here's the only thing I'll say. He is young. He's only 39. You start picking up on those things.
And also, when your girlfriend gets sick, or when a girl that you like gets sick, gummy worms, not popcorn.
right.
How about chicken noodle soup?
Yeah, I want like
Yeah.
what do I like when I'm sick?
The souls of your enemies.
I was gonna say,
I want like broccoli
Dick?
cheddar soup.
8 inches, probably.
Mike,
in a row.
it's funny that Mike and I had food poisoning last week.
I remember that.
Over
I
his
called because I
birthday.
called you.
Oh, it was the worst. But the first thing we ate afterwards was chicken noodle soup. He had broccoli cheddar soup. You just said that.
I love broccoli cheddar
Oh,
soup.
so good.
You ate broccoli cheddar
Yeah, I
soup.
thought it was a
Went
terrible
right at
idea.
it. Went right
That's
after.
such a bad
Yeah, that's-
idea.
that's
like
nuts.
it's like
Yeah,
let's
it
drink
was-
some milk here.
It was questionable.
Do you know what else he did that was questionable? We got sick.
Milkshakes afterwards.
We got sick from an Italian hoagie. He ordered a freaking deli sandwich
Yeah.
with lunch meat on it. I was like, you're insane.
Insane. Yeah.
I'm never eating deli meat again.
I
You
Like,
gotta get
surprised
right
you
back
stayed
on
mad.
that. You gotta get back on that bike.
was that?
You know
No,
that.
you don't.
You gotta
It
eat
was
that.
Sometimes
bike.
you can
a
just stay off
pizza
the bike.
place in Pittsburgh.
I-
I should probably tell them it was bad.
Yeah.
Listen, if I've there's been
bad.
times where I specifically remember throwing up from a chicken nugget from McDonald's, and I stopped eating chicken nuggets from McDonald's for like probably 15 years.
All right, did you
good.
throw up or did you have food poisoning?
Oh, so I was sick. I threw up, but the last thing I ate prior to that was
Okay.
prior to getting sick.
But
was
it
the chick-
wasn't like 48 hours of sickness.
No, like I had the flu, but
Or did you have food poisoning?
no, I didn't have food poisoning. I just had the flu.
How do you
But-
know?
Because I was at the doctor's office, and it
Okay.
and it wasn't food poisoning because I
Okay.
threw up for like 48 hours. Like it was like
Okay.
sickness. But the last thing I ate prior to getting sick was the chicken nuggets, and I threw that up, and I didn't eat chicken nuggets for like probably.
You
like,
shouldn't eat chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Have you had food poisoning before?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing
Oh.
on the planet. This was the 3rd time that I've had it. And when I tell you that anytime I was like messaging someone and being like, "Oh, I have food poisoning," like, "What'd you eat?" I couldn't even
say
text. I couldn't even text it. When I was texting what I ate, I was like, it was so bad.
This is one of those mornings I had to get up at 4.
Oh, yeah.
And I wake up and she is really sick already, and I'm not sick at all yet. So I'm like, oh,
annoyed.
God. We had
Here we
big plans
go.
this
Yep,
weekend.
yeah.
There you go.
We had people coming
Our friends
into
were
town.
supposed to
I
come
was
up and
like,
visit
oh,
us.
Here we go
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
She's sick again. And then I had to go do some
Here we
work.
go.
And I
Yeah,
came back.
honestly.
And then I felt sick. I'm like, well, okay, well that's different.
I,
Now that I'm sick, it's
Fine.
different.
Can I
Yeah.
not in the same vein, but at our old house there was a restaurant below our house that we used to
Oh,
order
I
food
can't
from
talk
sometimes.
about it.
I know she hates us, but like I ordered a salad because they had good salads. They had
Okay.
good Pittsburgh salads with the fries on them the way the Lord intended.
I love it.
And it was a grilled chicken salad. And the first time I ate it, I was like eating it, and I was like, "What?" And I pulled out a hair, and it was like a long hair. So I was like,
my
"It
hair,
happens.
but
It
it wasn't my
happens."
hair.
It
And I'm
happens.
like, "Listen,
Yeah.
it happens. I'm not mad. Not
Yeah.
eating this, but I'm not mad."
Yeah.
Didn't even call because I was
Yeah.
like, "We have other food. Like we had an appetizer with it."
Yeah.
Order again, like a month later, and son of a bitch, if it wasn't, I was eating, I pulled out another hair, and I was like, and I was so dumb and young that I was like, that sucks, but like that's such a weird coincidence, and I threw it away, didn't eat anything. Couple months later,
You did not.
I swear to God, we went and ordered it because it's the only thing that would deliver from our house because it's right down the
Get it.
street.
Are
It's
you
a pizza
sure
shop.
you
Listen though, I literally got the salad, ate it again, pulled out a hair, and I was like, I'm calling them. It took 3 times for me to call them, and I was like, look, I don't know if I'm being targeted. Like you guys see my number, my house come up, and you put a hair in my food. But I was like, this is the 3rd. She's like, there's no way it's the 3rd. I was like, it's the 3rd time. And then she's like, there's no way. I was like, it was the 3rd time. She's like, what do you want me to do? I was like, I want my money back this time. I was like, you've already served me 3 hair salads. I want my money back for this one. And then she gave us a gift card. I was like, I'm not using the gift card because we're never eating here again.
Yeah.
And like 3 times. Back to back to back orders. Like
It's
it
like,
wasn't.
Sir, you're ordering the hair salad. Yeah. What did you? Yeah.
What are you
It'd
complaining
be
about?
like the camera pans back. There's a horse in the kitchen.
Making the salads.
Just
Yeah, that's. I liked you didn't give up on them.
I know.
You were like,
I had given up on them.
lot
did,
And,
yeah.
like the
No.
She
second
was-
time, I was like, "Oh no, I'm done." But he kept ordering.
I did.
I'll be honest. I'm not as like obvious. Nobody wants hair on their food.
No, but
obviously.
I also
I'm not as super grossed out.
If it's in
by
my
it.
mouth
Yeah.
though, like if I pull it out of my mouth, like that's where I.
Yeah, it's
If I just see
bad.
it in there,
It's
it doesn't
bad.
bother me.
Foul.
It's definitely bad, but it doesn't grow. Like I wouldn't. I would take the hair out and keep eating.
I just tried
Wow.
to immediately be like, that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
I would.
you wouldn't.
depends.
No,
I mean,
No,
I'm hungry, I
can't.
would.
It turns my stomach.
I guess
Same.
it
Yeah.
depends.
I
Same.
wouldn't talk you out of that either, but I would probably just take the hair.
But
out
also,
and keep
what
on.
if it was mine? How do I know?
Baby, I'll eat your hair
only
all
be.
day.
Yeah.
I'll eat your hair right now.
No, but that's my point.
Oh.
Is like, what if?
But if it's not the same color, you know it's not yours.
Well, for sure.
Right.
And if
We
it's
use
not
that
the
with-
same size
Right.
or texture,
We use that when we find like a girl's underwear at our house, you know, and like, babe, they just gets
Babe.
in here every now and then.
Yeah, it just
They're not all going to be yours. It's the law of averages.
law of
Yeah,
averages.
settle down.
And the law of averages says that if you stuck around this long, you liked our show.
Yeah.
If you stuck around for the end,
Let's go.
you love the show. And if you're here right now,
love hair
please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Because if you don't, we will put hair in your
Yeah.
food next time you go out to eat, and we will find you because we have more free time than we're proud to admit. So if you are here right now, please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available because we appreciate you helping the show grow. Because we have been Bad Potato Salad.
and you've been served.